Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kay, and tonight we're talking about Europe. Europe. The continent of stunning architecture, questionable plumbing, and a baffling array of cheeses that all somehow taste slightly different, yet exactly the same. For many of us, the dream of living and working there feels about as attainable as teaching a cat to do your taxes. It's a beautiful, romantic notion, right up until you meet its arch nemesis, the visa application process. A soul-crushing labyrinth of paperwork, vague requirements, and waiting periods so long you could age a fine Bordeaux in the time it takes to get a single stamp of approval. But what if I told you there's a secret menu, a series of back doors and express lanes designed for people just like you? That's right. Beneath the surface of glacial bureaucracy and endless queues, there are hidden pathways to fast-track your European dream. These aren't shady under-the-table deals, they are legitimate government-sanctioned programs specifically created to attract skilled individuals. And tonight we're going to shine a massive, slightly obnoxious spotlight on them. We're going to expose the visa secrets that can turn your maybe one day into how about next Tuesday. So grab a notebook or just prepare to hit the pause button a lot, because we are about to embark on a grand tour of Europe's fastest visas. We'll cover everything from a golden ticket for the highly skilled to special passes for entrepreneurs, and even some frankly bizarre roles that can get you in the door. By the end of this, you'll be so well informed, you could probably advise the consulates themselves, though maybe don't actually do that. They seem a little stressed. Let's get into it. Right, let's start with the big one, the main event, the VIP pass to Club Europe, the EU Blue Card. Think of it as the European Union's attempt to create a superhero team of skilled workers like the Avengers, but with more spreadsheets and fewer capes. It's a special work and residence permit available in 25 of the 27 EU countries. Sorry, Denmark and Ireland, you've opted out. I guess you have enough Vikings and leprechauns, I don't know. For the rest of the continent, this card is a game changer for highly qualified non-EU nationals. It's essentially the EU rolling out a very blue carpet and saying, we like your big, beautiful brain, please come use it here. So who gets to walk this cerulean carpet? The program is specifically designed to fast-track professions that are in high demand. We're talking about the jobs that make the modern world go round. Tech and AI professionals, you are at the very top of the list. The EU is practically begging for software developers, data scientists and AI specialists, engineers of all stripes, civil, mechanical, electrical. You're also on the VIP list. They need people who can build things, fix things, and generally stop things from collapsing, which, let's be honest, is a pretty crucial skill for a continent with so many old buildings. But it's not just about code and concrete. The healthcare sector is another massive area. Doctors, nurses, and medical specialists are desperately needed across the continent. If you can tell the difference between a tibia and a fibula, there's likely a country that wants you. The same goes for those in green energy, because Europe is very keen on saving the planet, or at least looking like it is. Financial and business analysts are also in demand because someone needs to figure out how to pay for all this. And fascinatingly, STEM educators. They don't just want the brains, they want people who can create the next generation of brains. The benefits are significant. The Blue Card not only grants you the right to work and live in the host country, but also offers a clearer, faster path to permanent residency. It often comes with family reunification rights, meaning you can bring your spouse and children along for the ride. The processing times are typically much quicker than standard work visas. And while there are salary thresholds you need to meet, they are often adjusted to be competitive. It's the EU's premier talent attraction tool, and if you have the skills, it is, without a doubt, your most direct route to a European career, so polish up that resume. Brilliant people, your chariot awaits. Now, while the Blue Card is a fantastic continent-wide initiative, sometimes you want something a bit more bespoke. Maybe you have your heart set on a specific country, or perhaps your profession doesn't quite fit the highly qualified box but is still desperately needed somewhere. This is where country-specific fast-track programs come in. Think of the EU Blue Card as the prefix menu. Great value, covers the classics, but these national visas are the à la carte options, tailored to the specific tastes and needs of each nation, and many of them are surprisingly accessible. Let's take Germany, for example. The economic engine of Europe has an insatiable appetite for skilled labor. Their fast-track procedure for skilled workers does exactly what it says on the tin. It significantly shortens the visa process for qualified professionals, and they've recently reformed their laws to make it even easier. They've lowered salary thresholds and broadened the definition of skilled, recognizing more vocational qualifications. So if you're a master electrician or a specialized IT administrator, Germany is practically waving you in with a pretzel in one hand and a work contract in the other. Then you have the Nordic and Baltic states, which are punching well above their weight in the tech and innovation space. Sweden has a fast-track system for work permits, particularly for companies that are certified with the Swedish Migration Agency, which includes most major tech firms and many startups. The Netherlands has the highly skilled migrant visa, which is famous for its speed and efficiency, often processed in a matter of weeks. The requirements are straightforward. A job offer from a recognized sponsor and a salary that meets the threshold. It's so efficient it's almost unbureaucratic, which for a government process is high praise indeed. And it's not just the big players. Smaller countries are getting in on the action with incredibly attractive offers. Austria has its red-white-red card, a points-based system that values your qualifications, work experience, age and language skills. Lithuania and Estonia have become hotbeds for tech talent, offering streamlined processes for IT specialists and startup employees. Even countries like Croatia, Slovakia and Romania are actively creating programs to fill labor shortages in specific sectors, from tourism to manufacturing. The key takeaway here is that you need to do your homework. Don't just look at the EU as a whole, zoom in on the specific country you're interested in. You might find a tailor-made welcome mat waiting for you. All right, so far we've focused on working for the man, but what if you, the man or the woman, what if you're an innovator, a disruptor, a person with a brilliant business idea sketched on the back of a napkin that's just waiting to change the world, or at least a small corner of the European market? Well, good news, you magnificent dreamer. A growing number of European countries don't just want your labor, they want your vision. They are rolling out the red carpet for entrepreneurs and startup founders with dedicated fast-tracked visa programs. These aren't your standard business visas, which often require you to have enormous amounts of capital and a pre-existing profitable company. No, these are specifically designed for the startup phase. They're for people who have an innovative idea, a solid business plan, and the drive to build something from the ground up. Take Finland, for example. Their Finnish startup permit is for non-EU founders who want to build a high-growth company. You don't apply to the immigration service first, you apply to Business Finland, who will vet your business plan for its potential. If they give you the thumbs up, the visa part is practically a formality. Spain has a similar entrepreneur's visa, which is part of their broader law to support entrepreneurs and internationalization. If you can present a business plan that is considered of special economic interest to Spain, think tech, renewable energy, or anything innovative, you're on the fast track. The Netherlands, ever the pragmatist, has a startup visa that gives you 1 year to get your innovative business off the ground, working with a recognized facilitator to guide you. If you succeed, you can then switch to a regular self-employment permit. It's basically a 1-year trial period for your world-changing idea. And then there's France, with its passport talent, which has a specific category for business creation. If you have a master's degree or equivalent and a serious, real and sustainable business creation project, you can get a 4-year renewable residence permit. They even have the French Tech Ticket, a program that not only gives you a visa, but also funding, incubation and a soft landing in the French tech ecosystem. The message from all these countries is clear. If you have an idea that can create jobs and drive innovation, they want to give you a sandbox to play in, and that sandbox is the entire European market. Okay, this is my favorite part, because so far we've talked about PhDs, tech geniuses, and visionary entrepreneurs. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, that's lovely for them, but I'm just a person who is exceptionally good at making dogs look fabulous, then this chapter is for you. Because the world of fast-track visas has some wonderful, unexpected, and frankly, quite specific loopholes. To illustrate this, let's look at an example just across the channel from mainland Europe in the UK, which, despite its recent from the EU, has a system that perfectly demonstrates this point. The UK's skilled worker visa has an official shortage occupation list. This is a list of jobs where the UK has admitted, we just don't have enough of our own people to do this, please, someone, anyone come help. And while you'll find the usual suspects on there, engineers, scientists, healthcare workers, you will also find some roles that are, shall we say, less conventional. For instance, for a time, high-end chefs, particularly specialists in certain cuisines, were on that list. But it gets even more specific and more interesting than that. Prepare yourselves. Occupations like canine beauticians, yes, professional dog groomers, have been eligible. If you are a master of the poodle cut or a virtuoso of the terrier trim, there has been a pathway for you. Why? Because it's a skilled trade that apparently was experiencing a shortage. The same has been true for DJs. Not just any DJ, mind you, but skilled, experienced DJs who could fill roles in clubs and events. And it doesn't stop there. Skilled yoga and Pilates instructors have also been considered for fast-tracked visas. The system recognizes that skill isn't just about academic degrees, it can also be about years of practice, unique talents, and specialized physical expertise. Now, while this is a UK example, the principle applies across Europe. Many countries have shortage lists that go beyond the obvious. You might find skilled trades like welders, butchers, or stonemasons listed. You might find roles in the arts and entertainment sector. The lesson here is to never assume your job isn't important enough. You need to dig deep into the specific shortage lists for the country you're interested in. You might be surprised to find that your unique niche or even slightly unusual skill set is exactly what they've been looking for. Your dream of living in Europe might not be sponsored by your PhD, but by your world-class ability to teach downward-facing dog. So there you have it, the European visa system. It's a bit like a grumpy old doorman at a very exclusive club. From the outside it looks intimidating, impossible, and designed to keep you out. But as we've seen, if you know the right people to talk to, if you have the right skills, or if you just happen to know the secret handshake, which in this case is a shortage occupation list, that doorman might just crack a smile, unclip the velvet rope and wave you right in. The path to Europe isn't a single heavily guarded highway, it's a network of smaller, faster B roads, and all you have to do is find the one with your name on it. Whether you're a data scientist with your eye on the EU blue card, an entrepreneur with a game-changing idea for the Dutch market, or yes, a canine beautician with a passion for Pomeranians and a dream of living in the UK, there are more options than you think. The key is to stop seeing the process as an insurmountable wall and start seeing it as a puzzle. It requires research, it requires strategy, and it requires you to understand that these countries aren't trying to keep you out. They are actively trying to bring people like you in. They need your skills, your ideas, and your unique talents. And that brings us to the end. My final piece of advice is this. Do it. Start the research tonight. Don't let the perception of bureaucracy paralyze you. Dive into those government websites. Yes, I know they look like they were designed in 1998, but the information is there. Find the shortage lists, read the requirements for the entrepreneur visas, and see where you fit. Because your dream of sipping an espresso in a Roman piazza or cycling along an Amsterdam canal might be a lot closer than you think. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go see if sarcastic television host is on a shortage list anywhere. My hopes are not high. Thank you for watching.